hello and welcome everyone to another strange Aeons session where we're going to try and survive a bit better than we did last time. Last time being dropped 60 to 90 feet by a night gaunt, not really going super well in our favor. Fortunately, we actually have maybe a plan this time, who knows. But today we are playing with Ostric Balaam, Mr. Ben, Litrix Valeria, Mr. Dennis, Neru Rolith, Mr. Jeff, myself as the Game Master, I am Devin, that GM guy doing the stuff, and Sevestant Death Dealer, which is Mr. Joel. So yeah, we'll get to it right away here. Have an awesome, fun, amazing time, and it'll be good to go. Alrighty, everyone. I think we're all ready to play. So we left off last time with you guys being attacked by a night gaunt, seeing another pair of them in the distance, kind of over the buildings, in the yellowish fog, the mist that surrounds the asylum. And after they dropped you a few times, you were not a fan. So everyone has left, has run inside. Everybody survived, albeit everyone's a little low at the moment. I will give everyone the benefit of saying we probably had a long rest and a fair bit of healing from our resident expert at that, Mr. Ostric. So I'm just going to say everyone's already at max health after that rather disastrous encounter. However, and this is a big however, I will need, once I have my notes up and running, which I should probably do before the session, not during. I know, I'm terrible. Let's see. Here we go. Alright, Neru, I'll need you to roll a fortitude save, as well as Litrix, and Ilki will need to roll one as well at the start of the day. Look at that, Neru and Litrix both critically succeeding their saves. That is a fantastic kind of time. Even Ilki does well. Alright. So that's not too bad at all.
Would I have been able to do a treat disease check during a long rest?
I don't see why not. I would allow. I believe with a treat disease, however, you can only have one patient, but we'll double check that right now. Okay, so medicine trained, we're looking at treat disease, so okay, yeah, so you need to spend 8 hours caring for a diseased creature, which means if you do this, you would not have gained a long rest.
That's fine. I think I got healed up pretty well just before. I'm only missing a couple hit points for my max.
Okay. Who would you like to? Or sorry, you'll have to roll a medicine check first against against the disease's DC. What is with the crits, my dudes? That is 3 nat 20s in a row today already. You just getting them all out of the way so you don't have them later? Is that the problem?
I mean, that's probably how it's going to turn out. Just watch as we all roll critical failures on all of our attack rolls and skill checks for the rest of the game.
That's fair.
Or maybe Roll20's algorithm just felt bad for, screwing us over so badly last session.
Alright, so what I will get folks to do... who are you treating?
I'd imagine that our NPC companion probably was looking the worst off out of everybody.
Yeah, he certainly was.
So I probably would have tended to them first and foremost.
Okay.
recall correctly, treat disease just gives them a bonus on their fortitude saves to
Yeah,
resist.
it'll give him a +4 bonus to resist his next check, which is really good for him. Um, okay. So, I will have to make a note of that on his next roll. He'll get a +4 because he already passed this one. I'm assuming you're not going to waste it on that. We'll do the next one. But I do recognize the onset of ghoul fever. You're really hoping you can actually stave it off because unfortunately, at the end of ghoul fever, the subject becomes a ghoul. All right. So everyone's kind of sorted out where they want to be for the morning kind of thing. You guys have had the chance to figure out relatively what you want to
Oh,
do. Yep.
sorry, Devin.
Mm-hmm.
Don't mean to interrupt you, but I do have the ward medic skill feat, which does let me treat 2 patients simultaneously for treat wounds and treat disease.
Beautiful. Who's going
Just
to be?
going over.
Who did you want to treat secondary?
So,
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
um, are either of the party members looking particularly worse off than the other, or are they about roughly the same level
Nair
of?
certainly looks worse off for wear.
Okay, then I'll prioritize Neru.
All right, so go. That's the 29. So yeah, Nair will have an additional +4 to their next save. All right. So as you guys wake up in the morning, most of you fully treated, most of you very well rested. You have an entire asylum set before you today. What do you wish to do?
Just to check there, Devin, would I
Mm-hmm.
continue to have the wounded one trait?
No, once you've been treated, you're fine.
Okay.
So if we're not going to try and go through the courtyard again, which I assume we're not because there be night gaunts out there, I guess that means that we gotta go up through here and go around through the interior of the asylum if we want to get around to our destination.
Yeah, and we might have to move a little bit quicker than we were doing.
Sounds about right.
All right, so you guys have rested. Like you've chosen this here as your kind of entrance room where you're gonna rest from now on. There is a doorway leading out this way. Of course, you could just try going all the way around if you really wanted to. I wouldn't recommend it personally, but it's something you could do. Instead, you guys are gonna try going through this one right here.
Yep.
I'll go first if you guys want. I'll have my shield raised and a dagger out.
I'll have weapon drawn as well.
Do we want to barrel through or try and quietly open the door?
It seems to be about the same effect either way, so whatever.
Okay. So as you guys walk through the door, one second here. For some reason, it's highlighting instead of scrolling. Thank you, book. I needed you to highlight everything. Yes, yes, obviously. Give me a moment here. Okay. Okay. I'm really not liking the fact that this is doing something super strange. My PDF is just not reacting properly at all. There we go. Okay. So,
Great. Did we sleep in this room here, or are we back down here?
yeah, let's give me a second to swap back. You slept in this room here. Right there.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
what I thought. Just wanted to make sure. Thank you.
Okay. So, a row of fireplaces stand among heaps of barrel-sized pots and cooking implements in this ruin of a kitchen. Numerous doors lead to the south, east, and west, while multiple corners of the L-shaped room have collapsed. A line of large rocks deliberately cordons off the westernmost door. Your door, the one that you're coming from. You can actually kind of see it there on the screen. It's a little line of rocks, like right there.
Is it
So you
able to
put
be
that clock in
climbed
the
over?
area?
Yeah, it's just a small cordon of stones. It's not like a big wall. It's literally someone like just trailed a bunch of rock. Immediately for you, Ostrich, you sense something like just taking a look at it. There's something unusual, sorry, about the fireplace closest to you. It's that just the way that it's cordoned off. That you can hear like a faint rattle. Something strange about it. You're not sure what though.
I would like to approach in stealth and investigate.
Can you go ahead and roll a stealth check?
That's a 20 on my stealth.
Okay, so as you approach, you note there are faint little wisps of a kind of whitish substance, not quite like the fog outside, more like regular fog that seem to be escaping from it. You can hear the rattling, and underneath it, a perception check, please. You hear the faintest voice speaking in common. They won't steal my food. They won't steal my food. Over and over again.
Sorry, I don't know if it was just me, but I didn't pick up what that.
Okay, I said,
bit.
they won't steal my food. They won't steal my food.
I'll gesture, make a motion to the party that there's something going on in that fireplace.
Absolutely.
Over to the right side of the door. This is rubble here.
Yes, it is.
I want to sneak over there, kind of jutting off to the side.
Okay, you do know it's almost impossible to sneak on rubble, as most of it will slide and create a loud clattering noise when you attempt to.
I do have like that rubble stealth thing that I can do.
It's true. Go ahead and roll.
I don't have to roll. I just instantly
Is it
sneak.
instant?
Yep. If I'm sneaking on rubble, as long as I move slowly.
That's
there.
beautiful. Yeah, if you could post it in chat, that'd be great. I forgot about it. Yeah, terrain stalker. Oh, beautiful. Okay, so you managed to sneak along the rubble, climbing very carefully and slowly, occasionally using your claws to grip the closest wall to move yourself as well. And you're heading over here?
Yeah, just kind of off to the side, in case something pops out at us. I want to be
Okay.
hidden.
When you get about this far, the rubble is so high that it actually blocks it all the way to the ceiling. You can still see the faint yellow wisps of fog seeping in from the outside, but they quickly dissipate in the air.
Okay, I'll just stick right in this kind of corner here.
All right. So, is anyone else doing anything else? All right. So what do you want to do, Ostrich?
Might as well stir the hornet's nest.
Okay. So, as you approach the thing, you go to like move the cauldron just a little bit, and it explodes upwards. This faint white wisp explodes out of it, and you see the stretched out face of a man, like ghoulishly stretched out, before it just instantly disappears into space, and you hear him say, "Not my food," as he disappears. I'll need everyone to roll a fortitude save, please. Okay. Freaking all the critical saves today, huh? Okay, Ostrich, you standing the closest, notice it first. There's a faint rancid smell now coming from your pack as the creature disappears. Kind of. Go ahead.
Sorry, I'm gonna check my rations right away.
Yeah, it appears that they have all spoiled. They've gone moldy and disgusting. They practically fall apart into sludge as you take them out.
Guess I can clear that out of my inventory.
All the food is like that in all of our packs?
No, just his.
Well, I do have extra food if you need some.
Is that it? Nothing else comes out to try and kill us?
Nope.
It just blew up and was gone.
Yep.
Can I roll some kind of check to figure out what the heck that was?
I mean, yeah, absolutely, you can.
What do I roll for that? It's like
What would you like to roll? An occult check certainly could do it.
Just a straight perception check? I don't know.
Okay, you can also do a perception check, yeah.
That's not very good.
It was obviously some sort of ghost or something. Beyond that, you're not sure. Litrix, you realize that's probably a haunt. It's sort of a leftover residue image from a person or animal in the area that wants that it's just there for, well, it could be any number of reasons. Could be that its young died here, or it died here, or that something important to it's here. Could be anything, really.
Not usually dangerous.
No, usually fairly dangerous. They occasionally have something bad happening, but they also have some sort of trigger to destroy them. Usually.
Okay. I'll relay that information to everybody else.
Okay.
Kind of like a unfinished business type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
The stones that you saw, did they appear to be forming some kind of like a barrier type thing?
You can see them too, good sir. They're literally, there's a line of stones that just seems to be like a little path, like a little don't go here kind of thing.
Like don't go past here kind of thing.
Probably, yeah.
I'm gonna make my way to check this door down here.
Okay. So you attempt to go check that door, you walk up to it. Are you going to take a moment to listen in, or are you just going to go right in?
Gonna take a moment to listen in.
Okay, go ahead and roll a perception check for me then, please. Okay. So you listen and you can hear murmuring on the other side of the door. Nothing extraordinarily clear, but something about cooking, and you can actually smell the faint scent of some food being made.
I will once again signal to the party that there's something going on behind this door.
If we don't have to have another encounter and we can just go by these doors, I feel like it might not be a bad idea to do that.
It would speed us along, that's for sure. And time is kind of important.
I mean, is time important?
Well,
Like,
if we
why are
don't
we
want our
rushing?
guys turning into ghouls,
Yeah.
that kind of seems important. Our cleric dying.
I mean, yeah, I personally would prefer not to become a ghoul myself.
It's fair.
I mean, the other thing too is, are we still bothering with trying to find those 3 doppels and collecting evidence, or is that just something we don't care about at this point? Because
I think it's something we
No,
can do on our way if we run into them, and with the amount of distance that we likely have to go, chances are we'll run into one sooner or later.
yeah, we need 2. If this is a doppelganger, that could be 1, so it might be worth it. Because I don't
Plus
think we'll
potentially
really get help if we don't get the doppelgangers.
plus potentially one down in the boilers that we may have left down there. Unsure about that?
Possibly.
Question mark.
Well,
Yeah, but my vote is for push forward, leave whatever spooky thing is in that room making food alone.
All right, if you guys are sure, we can move on to the next room. Which one do you guys want to investigate next?
This one?
Sorry,
That was
that one.
more
Okay.
question than statement.
If you guys want to approach it, go ahead and roll a perception check to kind of see if you want to listen in, or if you just want to like run in, that's okay too.
I think better if we perception check it.
Okay, so you listen in quietly to the room here, and you can hear faintly some talking, but that's about it.
well, we might as well just go through, fellas.
Sure. I will stay close behind our tank.
I'll raise my shield and dagger. If someone wants to open the door, they can.
Okay. All right, so as you kind of walk into the room, you can see that there's a gigantic space, which might once have been a cafeteria or assembly hall. Now it's kind of like the village of a savage tribe. Wildly burning braziers stand amid yellow tents and scrap structures. Portions of the western and northern walls have collapsed, but ramshackle barricades have risen to surround them. To the east, 2 sets of wide stairs climb to the floor above. Around the stairs, nearly a dozen bodies hang, crucified upon the walls, dried crimson streaks below them, with sacks cinched around their heads. Tendrils of yellow mist creep throughout the entire space, in wisps endlessly lapping and fondling the bizarre encampment. You can see that there are a few people, a small crowd that seems to form as you kind of approach. They seem to be brandishing a bunch of kind of mismatched weapons. A lot of people, you easily count 20, 30, that kind of go over to this place, go over here, and wait for you to do whatever you're going to do as you enter the room.
They look normal?
Go ahead and roll a perception check. Okay. Looking at them, yeah, they do look relatively normal. Something unusual. They all seem to be wearing a bit of yellow, but they don't look battle-hardened at all. They don't look like guards. They look just like regular people. Most of them are wearing patient's garb, but a few of them aren't. Now, as you're kind of watching, you can... You see this guy kind of walk out of the room to the side here. Right there. And as he walks in, you can see he's wearing this kind of long lab coat on his person, we'll call it. He looks relatively clean. He's fairly clean shaven. And as he sees you, he goes, Oh, good, more. Come to gaze beyond, to serve the orpiment. Welcome, friends. He approaches you, kind of like his arms wide open. He's grinning. You can tell a little bit of taking a look at it. It's kind of fake. He kind of whispers below his breath, Nod and follow me if you want to live. Yeah?
Nod.
Okay. Well, come, I shall introduce you to the grand workings of our master. And he kind of beckons you, and you can see a lot of the people with those weird weapons, like the odd weapons, like butcher's cleavers, and one has like a rock, one has a big pointy stick. They nod, they look at the doctor, and they nod. He kind of beckons
Can I
you
get
forward.
a read on this guy before we go?
Absolutely,
further?
you can. As far as you can tell, he's genuinely trying to be a good person and save you.
Okay, and I'll go along for now.
Okay. So he leads you over to this area here, away from the vast majority of the cultists who are kind of gathered over here. He's like, oh, well, you couldn't have come at a worse time.
Seems that way.
I'm Dr. Ren Elborn. I kind of study and treat diseases of the mind. I only actually started working here about a week ago, and was pretty excited for the job. About 2 weeks now, and yeah, now it's not so great.
Can you tell us what's going on?
Well, that's a little complicated. Look, there's a man. His name is Ulver Zandalis. He kind of leads these people, and I'm pretty sure he's responsible for all this. I hear he used to be just a kind of quiet little artist guy who had bad dreams. I don't know how to explain it, but something kind of let his dreams loose. Convinced a bunch of the patients over there that he's some sort of prophet, and then he can lead them to the land of dreams. That was enough to start a riot. Pretty quick after that, those strange mists rose outside, and an earthquake caused a lot of the asylum to fall apart. I've been trapped in here pretty much ever since.
What was this dude's name? Sorry, just for purposes of writing it down in my notes.
Ren Elborn.
Land of Dream.
Oh, or Ulver Zandalis.
Sorry, can you spell that for me?
I can do one better. That whispered to me, didn't it? Where can you guys see that?
I can see it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna ask him quickly if he knows anything about a bunch of guards on the other side of the field that we're currently in.
No, honestly, no. I didn't know there were more survivors. I figured we were all here. I thought everyone else would be dead.
A lot of people are dead.
Yeah. You don't say.
bunch of them are dead again.
Yeah.
Have you guys had many attacks against this area?
Yeah, that's why I actually built the barricade over there, and he kind of points to the southish. I know you're not going to believe me, but there was a unicorn out there.
I believe you.
Oh. I don't believe me.
Um,
There are ghouls that kind of stalk the western half of this place. Most of them are dead now. We think. They stopped trying to attack us about 2 nights ago. Seeing as we hold the kitchens with the only actual source of food, we thought it'd be a little more dangerous than it is, but they haven't been attacking us for a while now.
So, from the direction we came, correct?
Yeah, honestly, I thought you were ghouls at first too, but you don't have that always hungry look. You don't smell bad. Well, not as bad.
No,
Sorry, you do kind of
we
stink.
came across some. They're
He looks at you kind of
not
apprehensively.
alive anymore, undead, not living.
Did any of
they're
them
not
bite
moving
or
anymore.
scratch you?
I have some pretty thick armor.
Yeah, that's not the question. Did any of them bite or scratch you?
No, I don't think they did.
None of you? You're all fine? He kind of quickly eyes the bandages that are currently wrapped around a few of you. Where'd you get those wounds?
We also came across some doppelgangers,
Okay,
if you know what they are.
I do, and you're avoiding the answer. Look, I treat illnesses of the mind. Not giving me a direct answer isn't going to work. I can pick up on that pretty quick. Where did you get the wounds? Were you bitten by the ghouls? Yes or no is a real simple answer. You want to keep avoiding this? You want to keep avoiding this? I'm going to back away and let the cultists do what they normally do to people we stumble on. Because I'm not having ghouls rising in the camp again.
You had that happen, eh?
Yeah, twice. We learned.
Were any of you guys bitten?
No. No, we beheaded the ones that were. I didn't.
No. Sorry. I'm looking at our group.
Okay.
Not asking him. I'm asking our group. I'm asking our group. Nobody?
Look, if no one was bitten, then we're okay. We're fine. I'm going to trust you on that one, because honestly, you look a lot better armed than most of our men anyway. Most of our crazies, as it were. Not that I really like saying that, but I'm not going to lie. I'm probably going to have a change of profession after I'm done this job. If we survive.
I don't think this is the normal for most asylums, but I can see where you're coming from.
Yeah, I don't feel like taking that chance. Look. You seem like you might be strong enough to actually take out some of Xandalus's guard, but there's an army of them. Even if you beat them all, Xandalus himself is still locked away in that maze of fog upstairs, so it seems to me the only way to get out of here is to get rid of that mist, and I have a hint how. Xandalus calls his most devoted acolytes his Onirigens. Most stay locked away with him upstairs, but I know at least one watches over the northwestern tower over there, where you guys came from, actually. I don't know what he does up there, but I think he's alone. If you got to him, you could probably wring some of Xandalus's secrets out of him. Maybe even learn how to get rid of this awful mist. I mean, once it's gone, what to do about Xandalus, I suppose, is up to you.
And what about south of here?
Couldn't tell you about south of here. We've kind of avoided that area, by and large. I know there are probably a few more of what he calls his apostles down there, but I'm honestly, I have got my hands full keeping track of all the people here, helping them out. I don't really listen too much to the stories besides what I could use to get myself out of here, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what do you think? You gonna help? I mean, it benefits you as much as it benefits us, I think. Or me, at least.
That is true. Our plan was to go further down south and get around to where we originally started.
Yeah, you could do that, but I know the territory is held at least loosely by creatures. Some not entirely pleasant.
Unfortunately, we're kind of hunting specific ones.
Look, if you go take care of the Neogen, I have a few things I've been able to save up. I can pay you for it.
So where specifically did you say this guy was again?
Northeastern Tower, just across, Northwestern Tower, sorry, just across the way there. We're back where you came from.
So if we took the steps on that northwest of here,
Yeah,
if
should
we
lead
went
you
up to the
upstairs, should lead
steps,
you to
how
the
close
tower.
would that be? That would be in the tower.
Yeah. Look, if you manage to do this for me, you manage to go over there and fight, kill, talk to the Neogen. I've got two of these. It kind of shows you two green vials. And a little something extra I can't really show you right now.
Okay. What did the vials do?
Well, they help with the treatment of diseases, if you know what I mean.
Anyway, do a perception check to see if you feel like he's lying or anything.
Absolutely, go ahead.
What I got
Could
here.
would I be able to do a medicine check to see if I can identify the contents of those bottles?
An alchemy check would be better, but a medicine check you can do, yes.
Yeah, I'd like to use that too for the deception check.
Okay. Based on your medicine skill, you recognize instantly that those are potions of remove disease.
And they're genuine, they're not fakes?
The color, tint, even the bottle is reminiscent of a fairly famous manufacturer of these potions. So, as far as you can tell, not fakes at all.
All right. That sounds promising. Is there any gear or anything you could help us go back? Anything useful?
Look, you've literally found me in the middle of a cultist encampment in an asylum that's being torn apart by creatures we only thought existed in dreams. The fact that I have these potions is a miracle, and the only reason I have these potions is because I lied my way into them.
Yeah, so like more to the party and kind of off to the side, but like not entirely out of earshot. I'm just gonna say, no, look, we need information and we need those potions, so I think we should take him up on this offer.
Yeah, I agree. We found stairs crumbled in the tower. Outside of to the west, there was another set of stairs that lead upward. Where did they lead?
The northwestern spire was never my area of expertise. I actually treated the patients directly here, and that's all I got for you. I never went over there. That was for special cases, really intensive care kind of folk.
Sounds like a lovely place. Okay. How do you guys feel about this? I think it's worth it in this case. Those potions might come in handy to us later on, who knows?
I mean, they could come in handy to us right now, because we got I'm not going to say that out loud because it seems like members of my party are trying to hide the fact that they're infected, and I've been struggling to hold my tongue back this entire time, but kind of trying to maintain some, doctor-patient privilege privacy, but
Alright, so Ostrich, you're down for going and checking out this person. No?
Yep.
And is he back? Joel, you or Sebastian, you okay with checking out this person?
Yes, I'm okay with it.
Well, I guess we got nothing else to do but turn around and go back, I guess.
All right, here, you can take them with you. And if you manage to get something good out of him, I do have a little more, but I don't know. If you manage to actually do something with the mist, it means I need a little less than I thought I did. Right? But if you can't get rid of the mist, well, I got to kind of keep it, you know? Keep myself alive. Keep myself useful, at the very least. So, here. He kind of passes you the 2 potions.
Okay, sounds good. Let's go figure this out.
And look! Our friends are off! They're going to go deal with the ghouls for us! Isn't that fantastic, everybody? And you can see most of the cultists, they're like, yeah, it's exciting, it's good, yeah, whoo! No more ghouls! As you kind of head towards the western door.
Alright, so we can assume we're all back here.
Yeah. You can go back to the kitchen, absolutely.
Alright. Okay, now that we're out of earshot, we should probably take care of our 2 infected. Anyone else think that's a good idea?
Yeah.
You guys are super talkative today. Just all of the role play.
I mean, I just don't really we got 2 people who are infected with ghoul disease. We got 2 potions of treat disease. I don't. It's just, yeah. Go ahead and take those 2 potions.
Right. Who do we have infected?
Yourself
That we have
and Neru.
confirmed.
Yup.
Who?
You and Neru. And Ilki.
I'm infected?
Yep.
Why did you think you were doing that fortitude save earlier?
You felt
Okay.
sick this morning. Fairly sick.
And the dude that we saved.
Yep,
He's got
Ilki.
it too.
Yep.
Okay. That's a disease, right?
Yep.
Okay. So this would have stages, right?
Yes, it would.
And I had a critical success earlier, right?
Yep.
Okay. I have pathogenic hatchling. I don't know how it affects the the earlier onsets. I know it reduces the stages, but I don't know if it can reduce it past the first stage or not.
Do you want to post what it is in chat for me, please? So I
Yeah.
can take a look?
Not a problem. Did that bring it up?
Nope. You are no longer affected at all, actually. That would actually cure your disease entirely.
Awesome. Obviously I'm feeling okay, but we have to get Ostrich here to do a medicine check on all of us.
I mean, just to make sure that not everyone is like infected and you guys don't know it yet. Yeah, you could.
Yeah. If you're down for that, Ostrich, you should probably take some time and take a look at everyone.
Sure.
So examining all of your friends just momentarily for the signs of illness, you note that Neru's fever has reduced significantly to the point where it's light at best. And then you take a quick check at yourself and you realize you're starting to show some symptoms of sickness. You're not sure what kind of sickness, but you can feel the weakness at the end of your fingertips kind of thing, that faint nausea that seems to be ever present, and you feel slower than normal.
And Seviston are
He's
they?
both Sevston and Litrix are disease-free.
Okay, so if no one is opposed, then I think that myself and Neru should be taking those treat disease potions. And
What are we gonna do about our other friend?
Hopefully dealing with the mist and getting another potion.
I
I
pretty
mean,
much looked at death's door.
I would rather keep our fighters in fighting shape than divert resources to someone who's basically just following us around. Like, I'll continue to look after him in the meantime, but given that Naru and I are basically the two members of the party most responsible for healing anyway, it's probably going to be good for either of us to risk any advancements in our disease state.
Litrix and Ostrich will give you both a hero point.
You- Okay. Yeah, I can't argue with that one either.
I chug it.
I'm just
You chug it? Okay. You feel that there's the faint tinge of that weakness and sickness kind of leave your body immediately.
I drink mine as well.
Okay, you also feel the craving that you've had ever since you were infected, the craving for raw meat just kind of go away all of a sudden. You find yourself feeling much better.
Well, guys, I definitely feel better after that. That seems to have worked.
wonderful. That's some medicine.
Well, let's say we go interrogate somebody.
Do we want to check this room out here now that we're coming back and forth here? Now it kind of feels like a hole in our defenses.
I was okay with it before, I'm okay with it now.
I was wondering, is that the kitchen that they were talking about? That they were getting their food from?
Yeah, I was curious about that too.
Alright, so you guys can
Yeah,
approach the
kind
door
of-
easily.
Sorry. I was going to say, yeah, I kind of assumed that that was where they were getting their food from when they talked about controlling the kitchen.
Okay. So as you guys kind of go towards the door, you can still hear that clattering on the inside.
Can I give a smell and see if it smells human in there?
You give it a sniff, and what you actually pick up is the scent of like dill and bacon and potatoes. It's too heavy for you to make out anything else.
Can I stick the tip of my sword underneath the door and try and get a reflection off of it to see if I can get a glimpse of what's going on in there?
Yes, it'll be extraordinarily difficult to do so because it's not a very broad surface and it will distort easily, but yes, you can try. You can see that there's definitely a fire going on, and the glare seems to obliterate most of the mirroring that that you would use to see. But there are a few people moving around. Their proportions seem to be normal, but you could be misled because, well, you're checking it out in a sword.
Any indication that they are of the same group we just encountered, or are they a different
It's difficult to make out
faction?
exactly what they look like or what they're wearing, but you believe most of them to be wearing some sort of scrap of yellow. Yeah.
Okay, because if they're as creepy as that cult is, I don't want to, at this point, I think it would be more of a detriment to accidentally kill off any of their members in some kind of unfortunate misunderstanding, so we might just be better off leaving them alone.
Yeah, they may be insane, but I really don't feel like just killing 30 people.
Yeah, that seems seems smart.
Okay.
Has the other guy been following us, or did we leave him back here?
He stayed back in his area.
Okay. Perfect. Alright, so let's go check on our friend and see about getting up into that tower.
Okay. So as you guys walk back into the room, you can see Ilki against the far wall. He still has a dagger clutched in his hand. His eyes are half drooped. He looks sleepy. As he perks up as he sees you guys, and kind of scrabbles up into a defensive stance before he realizes it's just you. So he sits back down. That way, just overall exhausted. You think?
Has his disease progressed or regressed any further since we last saw him?
He actually does look like he's doing a fair bit better. His skin isn't as pale.
I'll offer him rations if he's hungry.
No, I'm good. Thanks. I'm not particularly hungry at the moment. It's hard to eat when you're surrounded by this insanity. Why are you
So
folks
I'll
back
leave
here?
some
It's
here.
not nighttime yet, I don't think. Did you run into something?
A weird group of cultists.
Are you really
Yeah.
surprised?
No. They're a little insane. They weren't overtly hostile, but that doesn't mean they probably wouldn't flip on a dime.
I'm just gonna put it out there. You called them a little insane. This is an asylum. That's kind of what
More
we do here.
insane than normal. Yeah, I know. I'm going to leave some food here. If you get
Yeah,
hungry, eat.
thanks.
And then I'm
Anyway,
going
we
to
have it
go.
on record that there's a guy up on the floor above us. We're gonna go inquire of him some information, and
Yeah, well, I mean, I've been hearing someone rustling up there, but I haven't come down, so I haven't been bothered.
You know the area pretty well. The stairs down here. Where does that take us up to? Would it be the same place as here?
In a roundabout kind of way. I wasn't really allowed up where I could fall off very much.
I thought these
Okay.
stairs go down, not up.
I was actually incorrect. They do lead up.
Okay. So these are broken stairs. How tall up to the gap? How
Uh,
far up?
about 10 feet away from it. 10 feet from the base of the stairs.
All right, so we could easily boost somebody up there.
Probably.
I also have a grappling hook if that would help.
I have a grappling hook and rope as well. I just want to make sure that we get it tied to something sturdy up there. So I could probably lift any of you up there, really.
Sorry, I didn't mean to click that. That's...
Okay. Well, I mean, if you guys want to go up there, all the power to you, I suppose.
So we're thinking we boost someone up so they can at least take a peek at what's up there.
Mhm.
I am down for that.
Okay. Which of us is the best at dodging stuff? Quick on
Throw the cat. Just throw the cat.
Probably the cat. Yep.
Sounds good. I can boost the cat up. Do you want to be thrown, or do you just want to slightly look up over the edge?
Throw me. It will be grand.
Sounds good. I will just give him a big, quick throw up.
Okay.
What is that? Athletics?
That would be, yeah.
Yeah, it's athletics.
So you brace yourself. You like hold onto the cat's feet, kind of breaks his back. Give him a good toss up there. Go ahead and you can roll either an athletics or an acrobatics, Sylveston.
Fastball special.
You kind of roll. You get up there. You use your claws to pull yourself up and over, and roll a little bit onto this place. And the first thing you notice, the mist is extraordinarily thick here, and you're forced to make a will save.
Not my best throw, but pretty close.
You take a moment, and as the mist slowly starts to overwhelm your senses, for just a few seconds you're brought back to that kind of clattering city, the one surrounded mist where you were ripped apart by the craziness that was the Tatterman before you managed to shake it off. You can see, kind of sitting in the middle of this ruined tower, then the tower itself, it's kind of broken open to expose it to the elements, is what looks to be a person just sitting there.
Would it be possible for me to do a parkour wall jump and try and get up there myself as well?
I would allow it for good enough acrobatics, yeah.
I'm going to use a hero points.
Fair enough. Okay, you managed to bounce off of the wall. You kind of grab onto some of the support beams that still exist from like the stairs coming down, and you throw yourself up onto the top. And the first thing you can see is that thick yellowish fog, which causes you to make a will save. You kind of shake it off, not before the images of the Tatterman kind of scream into your mind again, seeing just a person, a regular-looking human man, sitting there peacefully, eyes closed, breathing deeply, meditating as the mists kind of swirl around him.
I'm going to signal to Seveston to like kind of do like a stealth like flank maneuver and try and come at him from opposite sides.
Before we do that, I want to attach my grappling hook and throw it down to the other two.
Fair enough.
So find a good purchase spot for it and then toss the rope down. In case they need to come join us in a
quick fashion.
If they're gonna start fighting, we should probably go up.
We don't know that yet.
So when I do get a chance after.
We want to approach stealthily, Ostric.
Yeah, take him by surprise if we can.
Okay. I'm gonna use a hero point on that.
Fair enough.
That's better.
Okay. So you kind of walk around the gentleman in question. You can see that his body has become thin, kind of emaciated, and very, very pale. There are hints that he used to be fairly dark-skinned, but he's just pale as can be now, wearing a kind of yellow sackcloth robe. As you get around to the other side of him, you can see that his body itself looks like it's been twisted inside. It doesn't look like he has really anything left to him except for bone. What do you guys want to do?
Okay, so just because this has kind of occurred to me, if he's looking at this back, can I do any kind of check to see whether or not he's currently like unable to survive outside of this mist? Like, if we take him out of the mist, is he gonna like turn to dust or something?
I would let you make an occult check, yeah. You're not sure whether or not the creature would die, but you actually think he might be propagating the mists, creating them.
In case it doesn't go without saying, I have a star knife drawn at this point.
Okay.
Who's down on the bottom floor with me?
Litrix.
Litrix.
Mm-hmm.
I turned to Litrix and asked him, are we going to start heading up there?
Yeah.
Alright, so while they're sneaking and stuff, I guess we will use the grappling hook to try to climb up.
Do you need a hand up, or you got it?
What is it to climb? Is it
Athletics.
Acrobatics or athletics?
Athletics.
I should be okay.
Okay.
You manage to climb, making a fair bit of noise as you do so, but not seeming to disturb the creature. As you kind of step up onto the area, you can feel the sudden shift of weight underneath you, causing the ruined tower, its floor, to creak, almost ominously. At that, the creature opens its eyes just a bit, and you can see that unlike regular human eyes, it seems to be an unending black kind of mirror-like abyss with faint lights sparkling. It looks like you're looking into the night sky when his eyes open fully.
I'm gonna move in to try and restrain him right away.
Okay, as you do so, I need you to make a reflex saving throw.
My second best.
Okay. You move to restrain him as his eyes open, kind of darting forward with a rope in hand. But as his eyes open fully, the faint shimmering form of some creature erupts in front of him and begins to do almost the exact same thing to you. And within a moment, you find yourself bound on the ground, surrounded in this yellow, you want to say, bandage cloth. And the faint image shimmers and disappears. As his eyes open, he says, "You have stepped into the mists, and now the night comes." And with three of you currently there, the mists swirl around him in this dazzling array, almost like a tornado, and there's a quick poof, and you waken to find yourselves it's like a sudden stumbling to consciousness, the yellow mist fleeing before your eyes. Instead of just this tower, there's a vast open plain underneath your feet. This what looks to be just regular dirt with puffs of yellow grass everywhere, and this creature in front of you stands a lot taller than he should, lanky and skinny. You can actually see the definition of his bones and ligaments shift underneath his skin. He looks towards you. "Welcome to the night."
I want to occultism that shit.
Oh yeah, go for it.
And whenever my turn comes, Devin, I will athletics check up.
Mm-hmm. Looking around, you've never been to a place like this before, except something similar to the Dreamlands, the where you were with that city in the Tatterman. And whoever this is, whatever he's done, he seems to have transported you to an entirely new realm in the blink of an eye. Litrix, you go ahead and attempt to get up. Go ahead and roll an athletics check. You manage to make it to the top, and you see that there is Ostrich, Neru, and Sevestin are unconscious, kind of half flanking this creature whose eyes are wide open now that look like starry pits. He sits there in a meditative pose, the fog kind of pouring off of him as you make a fortitude save, please.
I will re-roll that.
Hero point, all right. Oh,
What?
Oh,
and you
I'll
have but
re-roll that again.
you can only use 1 hero point per roll.
Ah.
Um, as it quickly comes to like recognition that, oh hey, that's a, and then you pass out, kind of flopping onto the floor. You wake up prone in the same space as the other people here. As the creature standing there looks at you, have you never seen the stars?
I'm with the rest of the group now.
Yep.
Okay.
The dark eyes of the gods who watch us all in chains of fire. Have you never seen the stars?
To kind of counteract this and try and keep my mind from going to, you know, from breaking, I'm just going to start reciting, like, facts about stars, like, you know, helium, hydrogen, nuclear fusion, all of that stuff, just, you know, rather nonchalantly, just, like, you know, scientifically being like, you know, you're full of crap and whatever.
They glare at us from beyond the sky in darkness, always greedy, always hungry for more. Don't you see them? Just there. Elder gods waiting, so patiently waiting. Do you not love the
I draw my sword
stars?
cane.
Okay.
I said I draw my sword cane.
I'll raise my shield and just recite prayers of Pharasma in the back of my mind.
Your god of bones and dust and dead holds no sway here, not when we, those of the stars, worship and pray and bring them to the earth.
All things die, even stars.
But nothing has to. No, it only chooses to. They seem to and want to and sleep forevermore, but never truly ever gone in memory. In memory they stay. The stars themselves, no, they don't die. They become us. Or we become them. It matters not.
I go into attack.
Alright, roll for initiative. I was just waiting for someone to say it. Alright, and Neru?
Sorry, my my roll 20 is like freezing on me.
Oh, that's no good.
There we go.
Okay, so, having taken the initiative, Ostrich, you're the first one to act.
Right. Use my first action to devise a stratagem. And attack with my sword cane, so that'll be a total of 18 to hit.
Okay, you rush forward to attack the creature, spewing such absolute nonsense. When you do so, the world itself seems to invert momentarily. Gravity just stops existing, and you miss. Your blade strikes a good 3-4 feet above its head as you come to a tuck and dive behind it. You manage to regain your feet, but you're not sure what happened there. Alright. So that was a move, an attack, and an action for your devise a stratagem. So we'll go to him. He'll turn around, give you a grin, and you'll see the faint shimmering figure like you did before, the one that bound you in cloth. Instead, this time, swing 3 quick attacks at you, a hand containing nothing but claws. That'd be a 20 to hit,
That'll hit.
a 24 to hit.
That hits.
That will not hit because that's only an 8.
I'll use a reaction on his first strike.
All right. That makes it immune to the first hit, right?
So you choose to either give up all the damage or take enfeeblement and give 4 resistance to his attack.
Yep. Is it immune to all damage for the turn? Or just for that one
No,
attack?
just the triggering attack to the
It'll
reaction.
be immune. So the first attack, while it strikes you, manages to kind of skid off of your armor. Even though you're sure it should have left a mark at least, it does nothing to you. The second attack, however, does strike you for 5 points of damage as the claws rend into your flesh, and it feels like they're searing your mind at the same time. 5 points. Alright, then we'll actually go back to the top of the initiative. Neru.
Was that 5 with the enfeebled too?
Nope, he
If
let...
it was a strength-based attack. If it was strength-based.
Yeah, but as I said, he was immune to the first attack. The second attack still hit.
Oh, no, sorry. I mean, the creature gained enfeebled too.
Only if I choose to...
Sorry, Devin.
Yeah.
Yes. You just never ever choose the other, so my mind was just stuck on
Yeah, that's fair.
the resistance.
Yeah. All right, so Neru, what are you up to?
I am going to say a quick prayer to my god.
Make a will saving throw.
A will saving throw.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in that case, it's going to be a really strong, powerful prayer to my god.
You're momentarily shaken by the fact that you can't feel Pharasma's presence here at all.
Oh,
you manage to recover
awesome.
quick enough that you only lose 1 action during your turn, leaving you with only 2.
Okay. Well, in anger, I'm going to lash out and shoot a fire ray at him.
All right, so you go to strike the creature with a fire ray, and space itself bends to send it shooting off to the side. You see this like painful fiery explosion erupt and blow up the ground, uncovering a couple of skeletons underneath the earth, but not striking the creature itself.
This doesn't seem like a very fair realm, guys. We should probably try to get out of here somehow. And I'm pretty sure that actually takes 2 actions to do that attack, so...
It does. Ostrich, your turn.
Okay. So I just gotta double check something. So, question, GM ruling here.
Yep.
Would an attempt to grapple count as a strike?
It does not.
Alright, so in that case I'm just going to try and devise another stratagem. And attack.
Alright, you manage to get yourself up, you dust yourself off relatively well, and you attack Sword Cane first. Go ahead and roll your damage. Okay, you manage to strike the creature, and you can see your blade shimmer and bend momentarily before becoming true and solid again and lashing through him. You manage to deal 15 points of damage. That's not bad.
And so since that was only 2 actions, I'm going to try and use my 3rd action to grapple him.
All right.
What do you want me to roll for that?
It would be your athletics check if you wanted to, or acrobatics, your choice. Or an unarmed if you're more proficient with that.
It's going to be acrobatics.
Okay, so you wrestle the creature, and you're holding on to him, but he's still standing. It feels like you're trying to move iron, but you do have him grappled. All right, Litrix.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just checking my spell here. So we'll probably get a save. All right. I'm going to approach and attack the creature, I guess.
Okay, so you move forward and attempt to attack this person.
Okay. And that's with my dagger. Here.
I mean, that will hit once you can actually roll some damage, too.
Why did the damage not roll? Okay, well, I'll just do this.
All right. Okay, so you slash at the creature, trying to get in a decent cut. You manage to strike him, dealing some damage. Some. Seveston?
Okay,
Oh, sorry, no, that was movement and attacks. You still have one more action, Litrix.
and I'll raise my shield.
All right, then Seveston?
I want to clarify.
Mhm.
The 2 times that Ostrich was attacked by like a shimmering thing, did I see that happen?
Yes.
Or did only he? Okay. So first I want to pinpoint that thing, whatever that is. And I guess I would try and do a scent-based perception check to
All
see if
right.
I can.
Go ahead and roll a will saving throw and then a perception check. Okay. Any perception check? So you saw what you remember seeing, and looking at the creature now, it seems like this shimmering whatever it was came out of him. Like it's a personification or an avatar. And then you
He's got
begin
a
to
stand.
smell what's actually around you, the blood of tens of thousands, individual scents, all of them piled up together, blood thousands of years old to just fresh, like there's a massacre underneath your feet that's ever going on, and you find yourself losing sanity quickly. The rest of your turn is spent muttering to yourself, they can't all be dead, they can't all be dead, they can't all be dead. And you take 9 points of psychic damage.
Okay.
All right. On his turn, he is going to, as a first action, just literally walk out of the grapple. You find yourself suddenly holding nothing at all. As a second action, he turns to you and says, "The ties that bind do not bind me as they bind you. I am free, and you are not." That's all he'll do for his turn. Naru, you're up.
Sorry, my thing is going wonky again. I'm going to take a full action to try praying this time.
All right. So go ahead and roll a will save and a religion check.
Sorry, as soon as it decides it's going to let me do that.
Yep, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
So will, and you said religion?
Mm-hmm. Take a moment again to try and feel the connection to your goddess, and there it is, tenuous and faint, but beneath your feet, instead of the dirt and the dust, you feel something different, and as you look down, you can see spreading before you are the stone tiles of a cathedral you remember from your youth. Around you, the faint buildings of... You're not sure, but the iconography is there. Your goddess is here, and is literally changing the world to show you that. That's one action.
Okay. Is that cathedral thing that formed all of a sudden, is that like within traveling distance of us?
It's literally beneath your feet.
It's
You are
right there.
in the, yeah. It didn't form a full cathedral, but there's like the pillar. There's a few like pews. You can see like a pulpit, but it's all faint. But directly beneath your feet are stone tiles.
I'm gonna look at this thing and tell him, you're nothing but a liar. My god is definitely here. As you can see, she is demonstrating this before our very eyes. You're nothing but a fake.
Okay.
And then I'm going to... Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm going to try to... How many actions do I have left?
I would say one.
One action.
You did a fair bit of speaking there.
I'm just gonna move, stand right in front of him, just
Okay.
taunt him a little bit.
All right. As you leave behind the stone tiles under your feet, they disappear, but you feel stronger. All right. Ostrich.
So Neru standing right in front of this person that give me the opportunity to get into flanking position.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, so I'll just dash in behind and flank, and then devise a stratagem and attack for a total of 23.
As you go to strike the creature, there's a faint shimmering mist that appears before your eyes, and as you kind of snap out of it, all of a sudden you're 30 feet away from the creature instead of directly in front of him in a flanking position. You're not sure what happened, but you just moved. The world changed again.
That's all my actions.
Litrix?
I'm going to make a free action just to inform everybody that our bodies are still in the tower, because when I came up, everybody was just unconscious.
Okay.
And I will make an attack with it.
You will have to move because the creature moved away from you.
Okay. I will do that. And I will attack.
So you go to strike the creature, and it lifts a single finger to block your blow.
I will raise my shield.
All right.
And then my turn there.
Sebastian?
I'll attempt to move towards the creature and tumble through.
All right. You're able to move through it, moving gracefully and beautifully, not regaining your panache, but moving to the other side of the creature, no problem.
Okay. And then I'll go ahead and try and attack.
You find yourself all of a sudden surrounded by tiny younglings, dozens, and for some reason you have memories of them being yours, your litter. And I mean, that can't be right. You're a guy, obviously, but you look down and you find your belly swollen and you are pregnant and unable to attack this round.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay. The creature will take its time, look towards Neru, and scoff. Your god is a pretender, a youngling amongst them all, and I will show you what happens when you try to fight with someone infinitely wiser, and we'll attempt to make a touch attack. So the hand stretches out, and that would be a 20 to hit.
Bad touch. Bad touch.
I'll use my
That hit.
reaction on that, Devin. If it triggers damage.
It certainly does trigger damage. Okay, so the creature taps you on the forehead. You try to move, but you just can't. It seems like your limbs are made of iron for a moment, and you actually witness just momentarily a massive being so large it literally devours stars, nothing but skulls and blood and tentacles forming this coagulated beast that tears apart your goddess easily. And your mind reels from the shock. You take 10 points of psychic damage.
Okay.
And the creature takes a step forward and appears 40 feet away from you. You will not catch me in such ways. No ties bind my movement or fetter my actions. I am the night. And Neru.
I am vengeance. I am the night.
Can I do a check to see how one would or get out of this dimension?
Go ahead and do you have planar knowledge?
I don't think so. Could roll a religion check.
You could. Go ahead and roll a religion check, followed with a will save.
Okay.
You steady your mind and you focus, and again, beneath your feet, those familiar stone tiles stay and reinforce your mind against all sorts of terrors and horrors. The mist begins to shrink away, and you can feel a light hand touching your shoulder. You can't see it, but you feel the grace of your goddess, and you pause and breathe. And there are a few options in dealing with dimensional creatures such as these. Kill the creature, or figure out what's causing the dimensional shift.
Okay. Does it seem like the area that I'm on is like a safe area?
It seems more real than everything else around you for the moment, yes.
Okay. I want to try to use all of my actions to, well, remaining actions that I have, whatever, to try to implore my goddess to expand this area of protection to help my comrades.
Okay, go ahead and make 2
Defeat.
additional religion checks. Wow. You literally feel the need to sit down as you pray to your goddess, and the area expands, easily tripling in size, getting good, solid footsteps beneath, or stepping stones beneath everybody, and all of a sudden Seveston is no longer pregnant, is no longer surrounded by kittens, and is back to being normal, feet on the ground, feeling that kind of odd sort of give that the dirt had go away, and a sort of protection, a calm, and a peace come over you. All right, Ostrich.
Can I try to determine if there's any way to either exert my own influence over this space or diminish this creature's influence?
An occultism check would work.
Would an aberrant lord check also?
Absolutely, an aberrant lore check would work perfectly, but it would have to be followed by a will saving throw again.
I think I'm gonna use my last hero point to try and re-roll that.
Okay. Okay. Also, Neru, I'll give you a hero point.
Thank you.
Okay, you focus and you try to remember, but your mind is plagued by these vicious memories. You remember you tearing apart an old lady, ripping her to shreds because she wouldn't give you a cinnamon bun, and you remember killing your own parents because they were sneering at you. All this blood and vicious slaughter comes to mind, and you think of the past few months, now you ended up in the asylum, and maybe you were never really part of the party. Maybe you're here because you're a murderer. That thought stays with you, inspiring some sort of doubt in your performance. You'll have a -2 to every check for the next turn. But even with that, the aberrant lore tells you this is a dream space. What you imagine is what is real here. Yes, you could just brute force overpower this creature, but what's more potent is the fact that he's using his mind to avoid and attack you. And you could probably do the same.
Okay. So I imagine that was just my one action, right?
It'll count as 2. Because you had spent
2.
some time recovering from that sudden assault of remembering killing all the people you love.
And that -2, it only applies to the remainder of this round. Next
Yes.
round.
At the beginning of your next
Okay,
round, you're fine.
Alright, so I am going to try and envision this creature let's see, being bound by chains in the spot where he stands.
All right, give me a second then. That's actually relatively well done. So, I will get you to make... I'll get you to make a will save as well.
Okay, and with -2, 21.
As you impose your will on the world, you can feel it fight back, and there's a sudden ease and then a snap as the wall that prevented you from doing exactly what you wanted breaks, and you can see these chains wrap around these creatures with a little side effect, something you didn't imagine. There are thorns coming from the chains, piercing its flesh and dragging it down into the ground. And as he's actually physically chained, he screams in agony.
I flip him the bird and call him a bitch.
Litrix.
I'd like to make an intelligence check to see if I realize what's going on with the dreams, knowing that they were asleep when I came up and stuff like that earlier that I had mentioned. Is that possible?
All right, start off with a will save, good sir.
Okay. I'd like to re-roll that.
If you have a hero point, go ahead and do it. Okay. So you take a moment, you think inwards, and you can feel the pressure of something trying to rip your mind asunder. But you focus and control, and yeah, you think you know that your mentality does affect a lot about this place. That this is not just a place of the physical, but the mental as well.
I'd like to try and impose my will to shake myself out of the realm. Or the realm itself.
The moment you begin thinking about the realm as being less than real, the world begins to fade around you. You'll need to make another will save. And you focus, and you feel a heavy sleepiness come over you as you open your eyes. You're on the floor, your friend's kind of still unconscious around you, looking at this creature who now has little bits of blood dribbling from countless wounds across its body.
Can I move forward and touch the creature?
You have one action left, so you can, yeah.
And with that touch action, I'd like to.
You can move forward and touch the creature. You can't really do anything else, yeah, because you still have to move for it. So you can move towards the creature. You can get within touching distance, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just move forward and stand in front of the creature for now then.
All right. Seviston.
Okay, I'm trying to not metagame.
For the rest of you still caught in the dreamland, Litrix no longer exists. That person, you don't remember at all. You forgot about them. Entirely.
Okay, I'm going to attempt to do what I would just normally do. Try and do a fascinating performance.
Okay.
So, channeling kind of a funeral dance.
All right, sounds good. So you attempt the performance, and you do it elegantly and gracefully, drawing attention to yourself in a most entertaining fashion. You regain your panache, but the creature itself is not stirred by your performance.
Okay. And I would go ahead and try towards it an attack.
All right.
Doing a confident finisher.
You attempt to strike the creature, but mid-strike, your star knife becomes a sponge. You just kind of dab it instead. Your confident finisher has become a sponge. You're not sure what happened, but it's not doing anything. All right. For its turn, even being chained as it is, it takes a moment, turns inward on itself. It flickers out of existence. You can see the still little dots of blood all over its body as it struggles, its form shifting a little. It steps away from the chains that clatter to the ground. Still very real to it. It stumbles, and you can't bind me. I will be free. Please. No more. Turns around and raises a hand kind of blindly towards Ostrich as the ground begins to raise in giant spears. Ostrich, I need you to make a reflex save.
Still with -2.
Yes.
Does my protection ground that I had helped out with do anything?
It does, yeah.
Okay.
24.
Nice.
You take only 2 points of damage, much less than you should have, as when you are speared by these stalagmites, and they do spear directly through you, you don't feel injured. They kind of break off, and you can see that your body is harder than that dirt. It's solid stone like the cathedral floor beneath you, and you feel slightly injured, and that's about it. It didn't really hurt that much. All right. Neru.
All right, so Neru has started to feel confident that what he's doing is the right thing. He's going to continue meditating, praying, and believing that this is making his companions grow stronger by the second.
All right. I'll get you to make... how many actions are you going to pour into this? All 3?
All of them, yep.
Make 3 religion checks.
Can I re-roll the first one?
Absolutely you can with a hero point.
Much better.
Okay, at this point, your cathedral has fully expanded to fill the available space. It's become an actual building with walls and roof, and you can feel the presence of your goddess stronger than ever. In fact, you feel it a little too strongly. The heat from your goddess, being one of wrath and fire and the sun, subjugates everyone who's not one of her own. Everyone in the room is going to take 10 points of fire damage as a literal avatar of Serenite erupts from Neru as they become an archangel.
Wait, who becomes an archangel?
You do.
The thing that erupts from me?
Nope, you do.
Oh, I do.
Yep. There is now an avatar of your goddess and you standing there with wings.
Nice.
All right, Ostrich. You are now in a church.
Is everyone in a church, or is it just...
Everyone, yeah, the entire space has been filled up. There's no more yellow mist, just this creature on its knees now crying as two angelic beings watch over it.
Is it within, like, because it had kind of, you said it earlier that it had moved 40 feet away. Is that still the case, or is it?
Yeah, it's about 40 feet away.
Okay, so I'm gonna try and see if I can will myself immediately before instead of having to take 2 move actions to do so.
Go ahead and roll a will save. You just take a moment, you visualize yourself being next to the creature. You use one of your actions, and suddenly you're there.
Okay, then I'm going to devise a stratagem. And attack it with a 16.
Okay, how much damage are you doing?
How much damage am I doing?
Yep.
That'll be that plus a d6 precision damage.
So you take your sword cane and bring it down onto the creature. Only it's no longer a sword cane in your hands, but instead a flaming longsword. And you cut the creature down. It kind of separates into 2 disgusting halves that leak this inky black darkness that quickly soaks into the stones. And then the entirety of the dreamscape seems to fade, and you wake up on the ground, just kind of sitting there. As you struggle to consciousness, all of you see Litrix, and the memories of Litrix come flooding into your mind, a long-lost stranger, friend, whatever. And you see him kind of touching this shriveled up body. Its eyes closed, it kind of darkened, and it looks almost ashen in color now. All right, Litrix, you're up.
Can I tell if he's still alive at this point?
You can go ahead and make a medicine check if you'd like.
Let's see. Medicine, sure thing.
Based on the condition of the body, you don't think this creature's alive anymore.
Great. I think you guys killed him.
Excellent.
Well, there goes our
walk up
finding
and-
out some information, though.
Walk up and cut his head off to be sure.
Okay. So you cut off the creature's head, to pull it to the side, and you grasp its greasy hair that hasn't been washed easily in the week or 2 that you've been in here. As you cut off the head, its eyes open up and stare at you, its mouth slightly agape, as it whispers, "I'm free." The body tumbles to the ground, leaving behind in its wake this thin little black sliver of space that the fog seems to be moving out of before it quickly just shatters into bits of what look to be just regular dust. Already you can tell the faint yellow mist has gotten even fainter in this area. It seems to have dissipated by and large.
Is there a body to search?
Sorry?
Is there a body to search, or did it crumble away?
The body's still there, yeah.
So question, did this guy look, before he obviously crumbled into what he is now, but before he, when we first saw him, did he look like the image of what was on that painting that we found days ago?
Nope, he just looks human. Thin, emaciated, but human.
And he still looked like the same human in that alternate reality dream world, whatever.
Yep.
Okay.
And this is probably the follower of that guy the guy was talking about down there. So he was probably most likely human to begin with.
I think
I'm
the
searching
worry
the
is
body.
that there's potentially multiple of these.
Probably.
I mean,
Or at least people with weird capabilities.
Yeah, at least.
I'm searching the body.
Okay, taking a look at the body, you can see it's actually relatively easily. The body itself has been cut open by that sliver, and there are no organs on the inside, just a hollow husk of mush. This person, whoever they were forever transformed into whatever this thing was. And you see, oddly enough, there's still something that resembles a heart pumping away. Still working. Still ticking.
Because
Are there
that's
any-
normal.
Are there any
Burn
possessions
it with
on that?
fire.
The creature doesn't seem to have any possessions beyond that yellow kind of sackcloth robe. There's not even any underwear underneath. They don't have anything. No anything to identify them by. Just a yellow sackcloth robe.
So you said its heart is still beating?
Yep.
And do any of us except for him notice this?
No, he's examining the body. You guys don't notice.
Okay.
I mean, I'll say it to everybody after I'm sure that there's nothing to salvage, no clues or evidence or whatever, anything to add to my case file. Then I'll just be over like, yeah, heart's still beating.
Oh, stab it or put it in a jar.
I prefer stab. Thing is obviously evil. We can't just let it be potentially alive, carrying power through this place.
So you draw a blade, and you're gonna
Well,
stab it in the heart.
I was gonna say somebody who's good with occultism should, like, do you know the proper way to destroy this?
I'll make an
I'm good with
occultism check.
Okay, between Ostrich and Litrix, you guys know that this creature barely has any power left. Severing the heart should be all you need to do.
Okay, we'll do so then.
Okay, so as you cut the heart, the eyes in the creature go slack. They open up, and you can see that infinite well of darkness that's speckled by stars drains away, leaving behind regular human eyes, now glazed over with white. Obviously, if he lived, he would have been blind, and well, he wouldn't have lived very long. As the mouth kind of opens up, you hear the hiss, like something slithering on scales. Only it's so far away you shouldn't have been able to hear it. The noise is spine tingling.
I'd like to take a closer look at the rest of the room, Devin.
So the room itself is empty. Everything that could have been scavenged from here, I think, was scavenged from here. There's a few broken bits of material, like a desk over there that's shattered into a bunch of pieces. All the windows have been broken out, and everything else in here is scrap.
I'm gonna go find a corner and set up a first aid station because I know for when I need it.
That's fair.
Yes, I do as well. I'll head over.
I'm gonna apologize to everybody that I might have hurt.
Yeah, a lot of the people in your party, everyone but you, actually. Sorry, not everybody. Litrix doesn't, but two of your party members have severe sunburn at the moment.
Right. Just gonna do the basic DC 15 version.
Well, I'm getting Ostrich to treat me. I'm like, can you check to make sure I'm not pregnant?
I'll include that in the medicine check I just did, if I may.
Taking a quick look, it's fairly obvious that he's one male and two not pregnant.
I'll tell him. It looks like twins.
I
Oh,
think that
this
one
is
did
a
a bigger
happy
number
day.
on you guys than I No, thought.
I'm gonna tell the team that I need 10 minutes while you guys are doing healing, and I'm gonna just sit down and thank my goddess for the help that she provided me.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's a 7 for my medicine check.
It should be 2d8, good sir, not 1d8.
Oh. That would explain why it's so low.
Yes.
I don't know why I only rolled 1. Okay, so 13.
All right. So you don't get a direct line to communication to your goddess. No one really ever hears her voice in particular, but you do feel a sense of comfort and ease that you haven't felt in quite some time. You feel almost like a hint of forgiveness.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, I think we'll call it there for tonight. That was a fairly insane little bit of awesome right there.
Pretty
And
intense.
it was a good little, like a little delayed getting started, of course, but that happens occasionally. And we will follow it up with an excellent session next week, I think. So thanks everyone for watching. Thanks everyone for playing.